Hello, my name is Bonnie and welcome to a Yin Yoga Practice. Yin Yoga calms the nervous system and provides space for the body to heal and restore. So get comfortable and get ready to melt the stress away. So for this practice today, I invite you to find whatever you can around the house, so a block, maybe a blanket, maybe a couple of cushions, just whatever you can find that you think will make you feel comfortable. We're going to be staying in some postures for 2 or so minutes, so I really invite you to have the patience to find what feels good and take the time to get there. I'm going to start with a cushion for our easy seated pose. So whenever you're ready, just finding a seat on the mat. Just growing long and tall through the spine, softening the shoulders away from the ears, maybe taking the hands to the knees, crown of the head up to the sky. Then just take a moment to tune your attention inward, maybe soften your gaze. Inhale, bringing the hands up overhead, connecting the palms, expanding in the body, and exhale, release, surrender, bringing the hands down to prayer, to our heart center. In modern day, we're so busy running from A to B, chore to chore, deadline to deadline, that can really be quite hard to sit and just be. When we practice Yin Yoga, we practice resisting the need to be busy, resisting the ego, resisting the mind. So just try for this practice, no judgment, no criticism. Just be exactly where you are, as you are. Inhale, expand. Exhale, release. Release the hands. The first pose we're going to come to is a butterfly position, bringing the soles of the feet together, letting the knees fall out to the side, keeping that integrity in the back, long and straight spine, crown of the head to the sky. Just allow the weight of the legs to find a stretch in the hips here. Inhale, lift up through the crown of the head. Exhale, ground through the sitting bones. You might like to walk the hands forward just a little. And coming back to your breath, inhale, exhale. You might find after a couple of breaths here, your body finds a little bit more space, a little bit more release. And if this happens, I challenge you just to go a little further, maybe melt down, dancing between that effort and ease, challenging ourselves but staying within our comfortable zone. Inhale, expand. Exhale, melt just a little further. Releasing the neck, keeping soft, shoulders away from the ears. Coming back to your breath on your next inhale, walk the hands back towards the legs. I'm going to take one leg out here. I'm going to remove the cushion. It's up to you. It's your practice. I'm going to come to a single leg stretch, so drawing the left sole of the foot in towards the inner thigh. Start to move the torso, directing towards your right foot. Flex the foot And then maintain a long straight spine here. Inhale as we reach up, finding space through all 4 sides of the body. Exhale, melt forward. Now here you might place your hands on the shin, maybe the thigh, wherever feels comfortable. You might like to place your hands on a block. Just setting up here for a deep hamstring stretch. Inhale, grow nice and tall. Exhale, melt towards that foot. Notice any areas of tension in this pose. And breathe into them. Finding space. And this time you might find your mind starting to chatter away. I encourage you to just notice the thoughts and let them pass by, kind of like clouds. Because when we can do this is where the magic happens. And finding more space, finding release. Coming back to the breath. And on your next inhale, release and rise up. Give your legs a little bit of a shake as we take it to the other side. And bringing the right foot in towards the left thigh. Start to turn your torso towards your left foot. Flex the foot. Inhale, lift the hands up overhead. Exhale, melt forward. You might find your hands are on your thigh or maybe your shin. It's not really important the shape that you create. What's important is where you feel the stretch. So we want to feel it all through the back of the legs. And maybe the lower back as well. Just wherever you are, just be there. Remembering to come back to the breath every time our mind wanders. Just gently coming back without any criticism. Every inhale, just think about elongating the spine, the crown of the head. And just always coming back to the breath. Inhale. This long spine. Exhale, melt, surrender. Let it go. As we hold these poses for an extended amount of time, it really allows the body to release and lengthen throughout the deep tissue, the fascia, and the deeper layers. Calm the nervous system. It's when our body can really get to work, healing physical ailments, anxieties, and worries. Inhale, expand. Exhale, let it all go. And on your next inhale, bringing the hands up the leg. Then bringing the legs in toward one another, and then bringing the soles of the feet in once more. And we're going to take a seated cat-cow. So that same position that you're used to, where we round the back, draw the head down, look towards the navel. Inhale, open the chest, looking up to the sky. Exhale, we're going to round through. Opening up between the shoulder blades, finding space. Inhale, leading with the heart, looking up. One more time in your own breath. Exhale, finding space in the back. And inhale, leading with the heart, looking up. And release back to neutral spine. Coming to an all fours position, we're going to come up to downward dog. And with this downward facing dog, we're just going to take it really easy. So you might like to keep the legs bent for this one. And you're just walking out the dog and just continuing that movement, taking the time to find what feels good. Fingertips gripped into the mat, firming the index knuckles down, firming the forearms in, creating space between the shoulder blades. Clarify your foundation, stepping into the right foot, lifting the left toes up to the sky. Take a bend in the knee and then just take some knee circles here, opening up the hip. And one more. Lifting the foot up to the sky. And then exhale, we're going to step the foot all the way through to in between the hands. And then heel toe the foot until you're on the outer edge. And then we're going to come down onto the forearms, coming down for a lizard pose. So this is the most advanced we get here in the lizard pose. You can come down onto the knee if you find that's a little better. You can also put your forearms on a block or a cushion if that's more comfortable for you. This is a deep hip release. So wherever you are, just be there and breathe into it. And often when we're stretching through the hips, releasing, we also release some stored up emotions, worries, anxieties. If that happens to you, I encourage you just to sit with it, breathe through it, and let it pass. Don't get caught up in the content. Coming back to the breath. Just allowing the weight to come into the pinky toe edge of the left foot. Allowing for a deep hip release here. Inhale and exhale, let it go, surrender, let the hips melt a little further. And softening the face and clenching the jaw. Scanning the body for any areas of tension. And visualize yourself sending love and light to these areas. And your next inhale, coming back up onto your hands, coming back to a three-legged dog, toes up to the sky, and then release on an exhale back to downward facing dog. And we're going to take that on the other side, clarifying your foundation with your left foot, sending the right foot up to the sky on an inhale, bending the knee, and then taking some hip circles to really open up and warm up the hips. One more here. And then inhale, lift up. Exhale, stepping through in between the hands. And here we're going to heel toe the foot out onto the right edge of the mat. And then coming down onto our forearms. Maybe you'd like to come down onto your knee. Maybe you'd like to rest the arms on a block or a blanket. I encourage you to just sit up and find the most comfortable position you can be in. Just allowing time to release the areas of tension in the hips. Always just coming back to the breath. Inhale. Exhale, let go of all that no longer serves you. And inhale, visualize. Inhaling love and oxygen and light. And exhale, let it all go. Melting down further. Hips towards the mat. Putting the weight into the outer edge of the right foot. Unclenching the jaw, softening the space between the eyebrows. Scanning the body for any areas of tension that will come up. Notice any emotions surfacing, and just know that it's completely normal. And coming back to the breath. Inhale. And exhale, surrender even further. Your next inhale, coming back up onto the hands. And we're going to send the right foot back, lifting up to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, release the foot, downward facing dog. And just walking out the dog here, noticing how you feel. And then on your next exhale, we're just going to let the knees come down to the mat. We're going to take a wide leg child's pose. So the knees are out as far as you'd like here. And then we're going to send the hips all the way back onto the heels, pushing with the hands. Releasing, letting go. Hips sink into the heels, forehead to the mat. Release any tension in the lower back. I'm going to stay here for a couple more breaths. So just inhale, expand. And exhale, let it go. Threading the needle here, we're going to pick up the right hand and then take it all the way through in between the left knee and the left hand. And then resting back down on the mat with the forehead. You might like to rest on a cushion or a pillow. Releasing through the shoulders. Finding the release in the right shoulder blade. And finding space in the lower back. Melt into this pose. And every exhale, just visualize yourself surrendering even more. And keeping your attention inward. Inhale, expanding. Exhale, letting go. On your next inhale, we're going to bring the hand back and take it to the other side, so picking up the left hand, threading the needle through, lowering the forehead into the mat. Noticing how different sides feel different. Noticing where the tension is, noticing where you feel the release. And scanning the body, making sure you're soft and relaxed. And often we're so busy that it's not until we stop that we realize just how exhausted we are. And you're already miles ahead just by showing up on the mat, carving out time. It's the most ultimate act of self-care. Next inhale, bringing the hands through, coming back for another child's pose, releasing forehead to the mat, and one big breath here. Inhale, and exhale, release. And when you're ready, on your next inhale, you're going to come back up to a downward facing dog. So just take it slow, walk out the dog, loosening up the hips, and then when you're ready, planting the right heel into the mat, lifting the left foot up to the sky, taking a bend in the knee. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, we're going to bring the knee in towards the left wrist and the ankle towards the right. Settling down for a pigeon pose. It's not just pushing back with that back foot. And taking a look behind you, making sure that you're not splayed out either way. And if you find you're really up high on your hip there, no problem at all. You can just find a block or a cushion and just rest that underneath, because we really want the hips to be squared off here. Maintaining that alignment, even though we're being soft and kind and slow, we still want to keep that alignment. When you're ready, we're just going to walk the hands forward. And again, here you might like to have a cushion, and just taking the time, having the patience to find what feels good. And just trust that every experience that presents itself is for a reason. Inhale, expand, and exhale, see if you can melt a little further. And scanning the body, any areas of tightness as you hold this pose. And breathe light and love and oxygen into these areas. Breathe space. On your next inhale, lifting the head slowly, walking the hands in towards underneath the shoulders, curling the back toe, and then lifting back up for downward facing dog. A little walk here, moving around, loosening up the hips before grounding in through the left heel, lifting the right foot up to the sky, taking a bend, inhale, knee up to the sky, and exhale, bringing the knee in towards the right wrist and the foot in towards the left. And then just start to sink back to our pigeon on the other side. Taking a look behind you, just checking and squaring the hips, finding alignment, pulling back the right hip, melting through the left side. Again, you might need a block just underneath the outer right hip. Just find what feels comfortable before melting down on an exhale. Maybe Come down to the forearms. Letting go. Keeping the neck neutral, the shoulders soft away from the ears. And if you find a little more space, a little more openness, after a couple of breaths here, I challenge you to just go a little further, melt into the mat, find your sweet spot. And softening, restoring, surrender a little more. Great job, you're nearly there. Big breath, let go. Inhale, coming back up to your hands beneath shoulders, curling the back toe under and coming up to a downward facing dog. And walking out and then grounding the heels down towards the earth, finding space in the back body. A deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale, coming down onto the knees. Bringing the legs out in front of you. We're going to come to a supported bridge pose. So you can take a block or a cushion, and we're going to place it right underneath our sacrum. So first laying on our backs, just getting ready. And bringing the heels in towards the hips, knees up to the sky. We're going to take a supported bridge. So when you're ready, drawing the navel into the spine and then pressing through the heels as we lift the hips up to the sky and placing the block or whatever you've chosen just right under the sacrum, and then allowing the weight to come down and be heavy. Arms come out beside you, palms facing up. Just releasing the tension, the lumbar spine. And anytime that our hips are above our heart, we start to slow and ease the central nervous system. And this can take effect pretty quickly. Calming the heart rate down, bringing the gaze inward, opening up, relaxing through the collarbones. Another deep breath here. Inhale and surrender, let go. Exhale it out. Inhale, exhale, push through the heels, lift the hips up. We're going to take block out from underneath and then slowly and gently lower each and every vertebra of the spine onto the mat. We're going to come into Shavasana now, so I invite you to just take whatever you need to get comfortable, maybe a blanket or a cushion. So we just take a few moments of stillness to soak up the positive energy cultivated in our practice today. So when you've found a comfortable position, bring your awareness back to the body, releasing any tension in the knees, the hips, letting go through the shoulders, softening the face, releasing unclenching the jaw, and just be. And I invite you to stay here for as long as you like. Maybe you'd like to pause the video, but otherwise, draw a big inhale to the body, expanding, lifting the hands up overhead, taking a full body stretch. And then when you're ready, bringing the knees up and coming over onto one side. Taking a deep breath here, and just relax. And then slowly coming up back to your easy seated position, keeping your eyes closed, gaze turned inward. Long straight spine, moving slowly. Inhale, bring the hands up overhead, connecting the palms. Exhale, bring the hands down to the heart center. Be brave, be kind, and be yourself. Hands up to the third eye. I thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. Namaste.